We did it. Another first season of Star Trek is in the books. Starfleet Academy as a show is an idea that's been kicking around for decades, and now they've finally done it. So, is it good? Yeah, it's good. This review is going to be spoiler-free. If you haven't seen the whole season yet, you're safe here. Yes, I'm going to say nice things about the show, and nobody paid me to do it. Except my patrons, who are getting exclusive videos and early access on Patreon. Okay, that part is over. Star Trek has a famously rocky history of first seasons. Well, not the 60s show. That's some of the best Trek there is. And Strange New Worlds came out of the gates very strong. And Deep Space Nine had a lot of legendary episodes in its first season. And Enterprise had a delightful beginning. And Voyager Season 1 is the only time they tried to explore the Maquis versus Starfleet tension, which I really missed in later years. While it's true that most of these shows hadn't reached their full potential yet, I think the concept of the bad first season is strictly a Next Generation thing. To be fair, the first season of The Next Generation is so bad that it does really stick in your memory. Before you go calling me a hypocrite, I've always made it clear that I do not claim every episode of Star Trek is good, but that every show, taken as a whole, is extremely good. TNG is one of the best shows in television history. There are stinky episodes, and most of them are in the first season of The Next Generation. So all that is to say that the concept of every season 1 being bad is largely untrue. And when I say Starfleet Academy might have the strongest season 1 since the original, I want to be clear that the competition is pretty fierce. Every new Star Trek show is given the impossible task of embodying all the ideals and structure of the franchise, while also being distinct and having its own unique voice to set it apart. Something that makes you say, I've never seen anything like this before. That's the reason Star Trek became so beloved in the first place. Nobody had seen anything like it before. And I would say the only shows that really match the original and having a strong and distinct voice from the very beginning are Deep Space Nine and Starfleet Academy. And it's all unmistakably Star Trek. There's an episode where two of the cadets nearly come to blows in a structured debate about the role and meaning of the Federation. These are stories about diplomacy and self-discovery and personal responsibility and empathy. It may be speaking with its own voice, but SFA is speaking the language of Trek. Is SFA the abbreviation? I haven't checked. It's the only one it could be, right? Star Fox Adventures. This show has a lot of characters between the cadets and the teachers, and I like all of them. I know all their names. Do you know how rare that is after 10 episodes? Shy but proud Jaden, hyper-competitive and insecure Genesis, loyal if douchey Darum, curious and fun-loving Baby Sam, and selfish, brash, but impossibly charming Caleb. Look, maybe I never got over Ben McKenzie from the OC, but Caleb's whole bad boy thing totally works on me. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, and the teachers. They imported Jet Reno and the Holographic Doctor, two of the best characters from Discovery and Voyager respectively, and used them to their fullest. And I love the Captain First Officer dynamic of Peace and Love Captain Ake and Drill Sergeant Lura Thok. Add in a few appearances from Paul Giamatti as the outrageously, impossibly over-the-top villain Nus Braca, and that's an extraordinary cast of characters. Not a Chakotay in the bunch. Sorry, Chakotay, but agreeing with Janeway can't be your whole personality. Okay, I'm coming back to record this later because I did forget about Tarina. Make of that what you will. And you cannot convince me that Captain Nala Ake wasn't named, and I mean in-universe, named by her parents, after the girl lion from The Lion King. So don't try. Please don't try. I need this. With an action-packed pilot and a very Star Trek-y second episode, the quality bar is set very high. There are 10 episodes in Season 1. Not enough, but of those 10 episodes, I'd say 8 of them are surprisingly fantastic. There's a great Klingon show. There's an episode that ties heavily to Deep Space Nine. This season has what might be the all-time best holographic Doctor episode. The remaining 2 episodes are firmly in the B tier, but that's to be expected. I think it's vital to have some just okay episodes to balance out a season. To be clear, they aren't bad, just kind of forgettable. I do wish there was more Paul Giamatti. He's only in a few episodes, and wishing there was more Paul Giamatti is something I do every day, in every situation. Every time you see me, including right now, I'm wishing there was more Paul Giamatti. I usually try to make a broader point in these videos, but I don't really have one this time. I just really like this show, and I'm so grateful that there's a second season on the way. Here's hoping for a season 3, 4, and 5 to go with it. And it's never too late to start doing 7 again. How many years can they be cadets?